for the world within reflects the world without. Welcome to the Daily Devotion with Father Laston Robert Lupupa, SJ.
Indeed, a very warm welcome to those of you that tune in, tap in, and tuck into Christian Nation FM radio station 106.5 FM in the radius of 150 kilometers in Lusaka. Now, this is the YouTube and Facebook version of our daily devotion. And today we were looking at the faith in numbers as faith in God Himself. Believing in numbers is believing in God. You see, the scientists have revealed and have helped us to appreciate what is inside of what we would call the smallest particle, whatever name that you can call it. You see, we were in the mechanical world, in the tangible world, in the visible world, until scientists began to ask themselves, supposing you started dividing that which you can see, that which you can touch. Look at an apple. If you cut it into two halves, into two pieces, and then you have half of an apple, and what about if you cut the other half into two? What about, and if you continue to cut these smaller pieces, to what extent can you get to where you cannot cut anymore? And that is the atomic level where things are made up of. The question is, what are things made up of? And when they began to understand what things are made up of, that is the discovery of the quantum physics, that is the discovery of electronics, that is the discovery of understanding matter in itself, that matter is energy which is vibrating at different frequencies. And so if you are able to hear me, if you are able to listen to me, this is a recording which happened at a particular time, but electronically put together. Instead of using a tape, we are these days recording electronically, and then it is transmitted through the airwaves. Now, this is science. Now, behind all this is the power of numbers. Computers those days used to be huge things. If you had to record music and stock it in your house, the storage was a cupboard where you had all those records, tape recorders. Today, you don't need all that space. It is in the iCloud, it is on the flash disk, it is on the hard drive, and you can store so much into what we call gigabytes, terabytes. Now, those terabytes, those are the bytes, electronic bytes, the measurement into science. And the giga means thousands, now the millions. So what is a computer? A computer, a million switches, switching on and off, giving us the experience of color, giving us the experience of sound, giving us the experience of calculations. That is the switches in their millions. What we would do physically, now we can do electronically. There will come a time when we'll begin to move electronically from one place to another. Instead of getting onto a plane, we'll get on an electronic plane and move to the other side of a globe within a flash of a second, electronically, meaning we'll have understood what it is to be even as a human being, so that you can break down yourself into an electronic object and then become a reality into a physicality on the other side. It could be that is the spirit world. And so the belief in the power of numbers is believing in God, who actually created and continue to create in millions, in milliards, I don't know how we can even count. Now, for us human beings, what is it to believe in the numbers? Is to believe that we can do all things, literally everything, so easily when we come together in unity. There is this cliche that divide and rule. Actually, the one that divides does not rule massively. They undermine the very thing that they want to achieve. You cannot divide and then rule. Unless you're using BODMAS, and what is BODMAS? Brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So what you do, you begin with divisions. You create divisions so that people are divided because you cannot approach them when they are in unity. It becomes very difficult unless you break them down into smaller pieces, because unity is very difficult to break unless smaller pieces. Divide and rule. So now the secret, therefore, to those that are divided, if they want to regain their strength, is very simple. It's to come together. What does it mean to be a United States? It is the states that have come together to make a nation. What does it mean to be Zambia? Zambia perhaps were two nations, the northern eastern, the southern eastern, the northern eastern, etc. We are like Zimbabweans, where they have the Mashona land, Matebele land. We have provinces according to their geographical positions. Thank God. But His Excellency, the former Republican President, may he so rest in peace, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, said, let us be a one Zambia, one nation. Why? Because it is when we are one, when we are united, that we become strong. Divided, we fall. Divided, we fail to achieve anything. And so in this daily devotion, I want to speak to you that we should use every aspect of unity to foster the economic power that lies in the secret of faith in the numbers. China is China because of the numbers. When we are many, it becomes easy for us to achieve so much, so huge a thing, other than when you are few. And so, why don't we use any aspect of unity to foster the economic development of our nation? NIMA, the National Insurance for the government, is using the power of numbers, that every employee of the government in the private sector, individuals, can have a scheme with this national insurance company. Now, it is not possible that all of us will fall sick in one day and claim from NIMA a part so that they can pay the hospitals. The truth is that very few people will be sick at a time. And so all the people that are contributing, they are contributing their monthly contributions to those few that fall sick in a particular day. And you don't know when your turn of sickness will come. And so using the power of numbers, it becomes very easy to sponsor, to help a few of us that are sick from the funds that we have generated ourselves as employees of the government or in the private sector, whatever it is. The insurance companies, comprehensive companies, you insure a car according to the value of at which you bought that car. And all of us are putting in the monies, believing that if one of us has an accident, and it is not possible that every member of that insurance company will have an accident at the same time. So all of us will give you our monies, and these monies are not just sitting there in the bank. The insurance company invests it to multiply, and that is how they get their livelihood as well. But then when somebody has an accident, then we come to the help of that one single person, or 2 or 5 or 20 people at a go. That is the power of numbers. Now, the more people that are registered with that insurance company, the easier it becomes for the insurance company to meet the demands of that one single person or few people who have had an accident. At Christian Nation FM radio station, we are believing in the power of numbers. That has become our article of faith. And we are saying believing in the numbers is believing in God Himself, who has shown us that He has created the universe with numbers. Millions and billions of atoms. The galaxies are numerous. It's mind-boggling just to think that things are standing there. He told Abraham, look up into the sky. This was an evening. And when Abraham looked into the sky and God asked him, can you count that? And God said, that is how you shall become a father of nations, of many, not just a few. God is interested in numbers. And God knows that with numbers, He can experience Godself because He's numerous. God is big. So when we come in numbers, we literally become so strong that we can overcome anything. So we have to believe not so much in something that is out there, but in ourselves coming together. Feed them yourselves. And the apostles, they said, no, this is practically impossible. We cannot give them. Can we take 1 year's salary of somebody who is very wealthy and buy loaves of bread for these multitudes? And Jesus says, what do you have yourself? Give me who understand the numbers. And when they gave him 5 loaves, each loaf would feed 1,000, counting men without counting women. The power of numbers is the power of God. God who understands the multiplication of that which is there small, but He turns it out. The mustard seed is a seed that is very small, but because of the power of numbers, when it is planted and taken care of, it becomes so huge, so big. And it begins to be a point of healing, a point of rest, a point of food for the birds. They come and nest in that seed, which was very small, very tiny. Now it is a tree. And so I want to conclude by saying this to you, that let us use every available means of coming together so that we can achieve that which is impossible and difficult economically. Let the members come together and come up with an account and begin to deposit money and help their Royal Highnesses, help every Bemba child. Let us use tribe positively so that the Bembas would use it at the funeral of an Easterner. The power of numbers simply means we begin to play a game economically. Let the Bembas help the Tongas because they have put their monies together. Let the Tongas come together economically and say, now, look, we are going to support our friends in the East because they need the numbers. And at the national level, let every Zambian put a 1 kwacha together and let this money be invested like we have in the insurance company. Only a 1 kwacha of 20 million inhabitants will translate into a 20 million. And suppose we did that every month or every week or every day. How much money would we be raising? You see, the power of numbers has to be a game. We know in soccer it's about numbers. The more you score, you become the winner. And so the more children you have, the easier it is to become a conqueror. You see, the armies today use the power of numbers, but instead of counting the soldiers, you will count the number of electrons, the gadgets which are actually numerically not physical, but numerically, electronically, they become explosives. What is a nuclear weapon? You are going into the atom and get into those numbers. So what is not a bullet, but something that is inside the bullet. The power of numbers is what the world is up to today. Economically, people are gathering together and they are putting their resources together to help one person. Imagine that Africa will come together, economically removing all the barriers in economic trade. You remove all those import taxes and so forth and just become one big economy. Democratically, we are one. We believe in one democracy. Let there be presidents, but let there be one economy running from Cairo to Cape Town. One single economy serving all of us. We are the beneficiaries. You see, faith has divided us. We do not want to visit each other's temples, churches, mosques. And yet we go into the same restaurants. We eat from the same economy. We have same political leaders. We have the same currencies. We have the same air. We breathe the same. We drink the same water, which is recycled. Today it is in Namibia. The following day it is rain on the other side of the continent. So let us shun anything that divides us and come together economically and begin to be there for each other. How can we be there? Not for free, but because we have made a contribution. The power of numbers includes everybody. At Christian Nation FM, we have a vision, and God has put us on a mission, and the provision is the power of numbers, of which we collect a commission. The vision is that when we have 1 million family friends giving us 1 kwacha every month, then we would raise 1 million kwacha for the radio station. And supposing they choose that they are going to give us even a second 1 kwacha, a third 1 kwacha in a month, or 4 kwacha or 5 kwacha in a month, we'll be raising 5 million kwacha. Now this can be invested and then be given back to those people that are putting together their 1 kwachas. And that is how we can come up with a bursary. We can do that at the national level. We can do that at the tribal level. We can do that at the provincial level. We can do that at the church level. Every gathering, whenever you see numbers, begin to see the multiplication of loaves. Jesus saw the 5,000 people and he says, this is enough energy to generate something for themselves. When there were very few, the multiplication of loaves would not have been effected. So miracles are happening because of numbers. I believe in the power of numbers, and I believe that the power of numbers is faith in God himself, who said, go, multiply, fill the earth. God did not want human beings to be few. He wanted us to be many. And is very happy because he has got a variety of creation. When we are many, it pleases the master, because that is what he wanted. When Jesus made a commission of go to all the nations, he didn't want to go to one nation. He didn't want the apostles just to remain in Jerusalem. Go to every corner, every street of this world and talk about me. Bring them together in one family as one family of God. That is the power of numbers. Faith in the power of numbers is faith in Godself. And so we thank God for the power of numbers, and we thank God for you that listen, tune in, tap in, and get locked into Christian Nation FM radio station 106.5 FM in the radius of 150 kilometers in Lusaka. Like our page on Facebook, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. From me and the team at Christian Nation FM radio station, ciao.
Complete. That was the daily devotion with Father Laston Robert Lupupa SJ. Join us tomorrow only on CNFM 106.5 FM. Christian Nation FM, praying for the nation.